every client that I've ever worked with in the last decade has always seemed to have this problem, no matter how much of a subject matter expert they are in their field, no matter how much success they've had in the industry. When they come to me and they're asking about strategy and we're working together around branding, marketing, and strategy and executing on content and production, they just seem to have this idea going into it that stops them from growing or getting to the next stage, and that is analysis paralysis. They get in their own way. They are the bottleneck because they want to present something that is professional, and they want to be seen as professional, and they want to be seen as the expert in their field. Now, this is a problem because it stops them from making content, because they're trying to niche down and who they're talking to, their audience, and they spend so much time overthinking about the audience and is this valuable, is what is, they have this problem. I think a lot of us do. So it's not just them. I think even as a creative and an entrepreneur, I have those problems too. Like, what am I saying? Is this valuable? Am I bringing value? And one thing that I've recognized to help me understand and get over that hurdle where it just paralyzes you is to understand that you're going to make 100 videos, 200 videos, 500 videos. You're going to make a lot of content. You need to make a lot of content so that you are known in the industry as that person. And out the gate, the first 5 pieces of content they struggle with because they're like, I didn't like how I said that. I don't feel confident on camera. Did I say this right? And those are all just the technical things of like, listen, your first videos are going to be your worst videos. That's the honest truth. And you got to get over that mindset. And sometimes when you record something, you're like, oh, who am I talking to there? Like, I'm just confused about, well, this recently happened with the client. They were just like, we did a few recordings and a week, 2 weeks later, they're like, I just don't, I want to redo that. I don't know who I'm talking. I'm just so confused. I'm like, you know what? I'm here to bring clarity and execute on clarity when it comes to your brand. And you got to understand that your audience is going to find you when you start talking about the things that are meaningful to you, the stuff that you care about right now. What do you care about? What do you care about the industry? What frustrates you? What makes you happy? What makes you fall in love with the work that you get to do? Those are the questions that you need to lean into and just start making more content around that, and your audience will find you. Social media is interest-based right now. It's not about being social. It's not about, finding your target niche or your target audience and trying to serve them. Like, that's going to happen as a byproduct. You're going to serve that audience the more data that you get back in from the content you put out there. But the biggest hurdle I see is this analysis paralysis. It's so paralyzing to overanalyze and to overthink what you're saying and the content that you're making. You're like, I just want it to be perfect at the gate. I want my website to look beautiful and have the right messaging and target it, And you're like trying to make the perfect thing. And then when you spend so much time and you put it out there and you get 2 views and you get no comments and no likes, you're like, man, I spent so much time crafting this beautiful message for that target audience that I'm trying to reach. And in fact, it was counterproductive to your outcomes. So my advice is to understand that you are the content, what you care about, what matters to you, what makes you live a meaningful life. Talk about it always and often, because your audience is going to find you because of what you care about. So if you're an entrepreneur and you care about team building, process, systems, culture, making money, talk about it. Don't feel like you got to niche down right away out the gate. You have to really speak to what motivates you, what gets you up in the morning, what you care about the most. Because if you talk about what you care about the most, your audience is going to find you because that's what they care about too. So you got to get over the hurdle of getting past your first 100 videos, because you're going to feel more confident on camera. You're going to communicate better. You're going to learn your audience and what they actually want and desire. But really where you want to start, if you're struggling with this analysis paralysis, start with things that you care about, that matters to you the most, and what your experience is and what your expertise is. You're a subject matter expert. You've built things. You've done stuff. Talk about it. How did you do it? What was your biggest takeaway? What was the biggest lessons you learned building the company that you built? Right? Like, share those things and don't feel like you have to be perfect with everything that you do. Right? It just doesn't come off as authentic as possible, and people will instantly feel the unauthenticity about what you're talking about because they're going to ask, does this person really care? Like, I don't want to take advice from someone that is, just doesn't come off so genuine. Like, I want the most genuine, authentic you that you could possibly be. So be more you. If you're quirky, if you're polished, whatever it is, but don't try to fit yourself in this niche and audience of like, well, I could speak to many things and I could do this. What content, like, and that's the number one question that I hear all the time. What content should I be making, John? What content should I start off with? Start off with the things that you care about and what you've done, right? That aligns with what you've built and the things that you've done. And if you're just starting and you're like, I want to build a personal brand and all those things, but I haven't done anything, my recommendation is for you to go do something. Go build something. Go make mistakes. Fail as fast and as often as you can and learn from that. Get back up. Share what you learned along the journey. And if you have built something, share the things that you've learned throughout this whole thing. Like, oh, this is the number one, myth in my industry that I've had to learn the hard way. And I've failed at this many times, but I got back up and this is what I learned from that. How to develop team culture, how to develop and instill systems in your company, right? How to hire a first employee, how to manage a team. Those things people care about. And once you start sharing those things, your audience will find value in you and your audience will find you. But don't come off trying to be polished out the gate. Things will never get done. Your video will never get published because you're over-analyzing, overthinking perfection. So that's my biggest tip. If you're building your personal brand, if you're trying to grow a brand that grows beyond your business, is be authentically you. Be genuine and ask yourself, what do people ask me about the most? I'm just going to start there. I'm going to list the 10 things people come to me for, asking for advice or, things that I've done. Like, what do they come to ask you for, right? And start pushing record. Hit that record button. But most importantly, hit the publish button. Just publish it. Who cares if it's polished or if it's on brand? Your brand is going to evolve and develop over time. But the number one thing that you have to focus on is finding your voice, finding your message, figuring that out internally and putting it out there in the world. So my concern isn't how polished can we be, how on point can we be. Whenever I work with clients, I'm like, you're guaranteed we're going to be making 100 videos together. So we need to get over that hurdle of perfection. In my contract for every client, we're getting to 100 videos. I need you to think, if I'm going to get to 100 videos, I need to get past the one video or 3 videos or 5 videos. Like, we're going to get to 100. It's not going to be perfect. It's going to be ugly. It's going to not feel like oh, who am I talking to? Like, you're going to feel the tension of publishing 100 videos. But in that tension, you're going to find your voice. You're going to find your people, and they're going to find you. So that's my tip for today. All right, keep growing.